So, Callum, how you doing?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yeah, very well.
Good.
So, Continental rods.
Yeah.
Basically, I was introduced to them in, I think it was 2006 at the Go Fishing Show at the NEC when Chris Clark and Alan Yates were there explaining the benefits of longer rods, fixed balls, and braid or nylon depending on conditions. I've got my first one then. I've pretty much been a convert ever since, and I know since you burst onto the scene at kind of 12 years old, you've pretty much always used a three-piece rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been the norm for me, really. Just everything for match fishing style. It's obviously the distance tunable simple style cast is incredible.
Yeah.
You don't have to waste time swinging it about like you do with traditional English rods for a pendulum cast or anything like that. You just lay it back behind you and give it a good head whack and it goes.
Yeah. Do you ever use a two-piece rod in a multiplier?
No. I don't think I ever use a two-piece rod.
No? Even in the heaviest conditions you'll use?
No, I still use the continental rods.
Okay.
The nice thing about stiff continental rods is that you can fish a lighter line in rough conditions and you won't have trouble with your lead being pulled out of the sand like you would traditionally. You have to step up to your heavier line. You can get away fishing a lot more delicate in rough conditions with a continental rod.
So as long as it's a bit of a pokey one, not necessarily.
So it's got a fair bit of power to it, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so you've been pro staff with us since 2009, something like that?
Must be, yeah.
5 years?
Yeah.
Our first pro staff on board and our longest standing member of pro staff, so I thought it was fitting that when we wanted to enter a bit more seriously into the beach rod market of our own brands, that we sort of spoke to you first and designed the rod that you wanted and that you wanted to use. So that's how all this started. And do you remember what your initial requirements were? What you said to me when I said we're going to make a rod? How do you want it to be? What do you want?
Well, my old favourite rod used to be the Celli Activa, which was a real fast action, powerful rod. That's really what suits me. And what I like fishing with. The nice thing about that, it used to come with a glass tip, which was excellent bite protection, and you had a carbon tip for casting, but there's never really an in-between. It was either soft or stiff. So ideally, I wanted a fast action, quite powerful rod with a kind of a soft tip, not too soft that you're going to feel it collapse in the cast, but something that's going to pick up your bites and withstand abuse of heavy casting.
14 foot, 4.2 metres.
Yeah, 14 foot's my optimum casting.
Yeah.
Just a little bit quicker rod through the cast, but for slower casters, or if you prefer just straight overhead casting, the 15 foot, 4.5 metres be the one for you.
Yeah. We started the design process, it must be 18 months ago now, but from the initial idea of doing a rod up until today where we're releasing it. The blank changed a little bit for the first 6 months, but for the last year, it's with the blank's been the same, hasn't it? Yeah, so you've been using that blank now for a year. How much have you used it? What have you used it for?
More or less every single match of fish I've had it. Been using it. Always been set up, ready to use. I've been at some abuse as well, from hauling dogfish to scratching out little pout biting. Okay.
So what sort of weights have you been using on it? What's its good spots and what's it happy doing?
I cast between 2 and 7 ounce on it. Yeah, but ideally you want to be your kind of 4, 5 and 6 ounce range. 4 is my favourite casting weight, but 5 ounce really does get the rod working well.
So it's pretty versatile from the low weights right up.
Yeah, you can, with a soft tip you can cast the light weights, you can see bites from little fish, or if you need to, you can stick on big weights, 6, 7 ounces. And it handles big fish well. Plenty of power in the mid and butt section to handle anything. Well,
let's have a look at the finished rod anyway. So after 5 or 6 samples, this is the finished article. The Tronixpro Cobra GT by Callum Graham. 2 versions, 4.2 and 4.5, so we've got both bases covered. I know a lot of UK anglers like a 4.5 and a lot now prefer the 4.2, as yourself.
Just a personal preference, really.
So I think we're quite pleased with the case.
Yeah, the case is really, really good. It's a
semi-hard
case as well. Yeah, I mean it's not that flexible really.
Neoprene coated for resistance, wear and tear. You've got the handle there, and also the shoulder strap, adjustable shoulder strap there. And then let's have a look at the rod. Get that rest of that for us. We wanted to make something that was quite striking and colourful.
Yeah.
I think we achieved that.
I think it definitely did. This one back onto the rod bag, it's got a nice thick zip on it, which is good.
Yeah.
It's not one of those zips going to fall apart quickly
No.
after you open it once on the beach, which is always nice.
Yeah. There we go, the butt section of a Tronixpro Cobra GT by Callum Graham.
We kept it fairly minimal design, I think.
Yeah.
With the writing on the butt there. It's got the specs behind the Cobra logo.
Yeah. So Tronixpro Cobra GT, 4.5 metre, 100 to 200 gram, Callum Graham. So we looked at various kind of butt grips, didn't we?
Yeah.
Some bigger foam ones and
tried the
ergonomic
ski grips and the
ski grip. Yeah.
But I found the ski grips, they were comfortable in the hand, but during the cast you lost contact with the feel of the blank. Really, it just didn't feel natural. Felt like you're holding onto something else during the cast, not the rod.
Yeah. So we went back to a section of shrink tube with the
spiral
grip inside, and that gives you a direct contact with the blank.
You can really feel what the rod's doing with that grip.
Yeah. Okay. We opted for the counterbalance weights in the butt.
And some people like them.
Some people like them, some people don't.
Yeah,
if you
so
don't, you can just take them out and put the butt screw back
I don't
in.
know how many is there, 4 ounces of weight in the bottom there?
To be honest, I don't know.
No, I think it's, I think you get 4 ounces of weight.
Okay. And you can adjust that to whatever suits you. You've got 3 separate weights in there which you can add or remove at your will until you find the setup that's right for you and right for the conditions. Fuji DPS rail seat. The choice of champions, really.
It's a standard, tough, reliable, never let you down.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got the silver coloured bands either side of the rear seat there, and also where it makes a big difference is at the end of each section there, where the spigot for the next section fits inside. You've got just that reinforcing band there, which just gives it that little bit extra support. That's the butt section. If we have a look at the midsection there, above the join, we've got a
texturised kind of rubber paint on it.
Yeah.
Which is again going to help you take the sections apart.
When you can feel the difference, if you hold that and twist, then the painted one just slips, and that one you get a pretty good grip on that, I must say. Adds another little feature to the rod.
Yeah.
Fuji K guides as discussed in silver whipping, dark green inside.
Green over the top.
And then again on the midsection we've got that metallic ring there to support the joint and give that little bit of extra strength in. Another piece of rubberised grip on the start of the tip section, coming up to that tip that you were talking about earlier.
Has a nice glowing paint on it, which actually glows really well.
Okay.
And there's a lot of rods out there with glowing tips that don't really do anything, but this one, you're fishing with it, when you look at your constantly looking at your headlamp, it does actually charge it and does glow fairly well.
Good. So it's a hybrid tip. It's not the softest of hybrid tips.
No, I didn't want a too soft a tip, because you often find, what I find when I'm casting, and it's got a real soft tip, it just collapses and you end up casting what feels like 3/4 of a rod at the end. And it just doesn't feel good through the cast, especially when you try and do kind of off the ground cast in or a fast, hard whack. It just doesn't feel right.
So we looked for a balance between the two, something that felt comfortable in the cast but also still gives you some light detection.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's quite a fast taper glass tip as well, so obviously the end's real sensitive, but by the time you get to the bottom of the tip, it's quite powerful.
So the join between the hybrid tip and the blank is actually quite...
Another nice thing with the hybrid tip being not too soft is you get a nice clean bend through the rod. So a lot of the soft glass tips you get an awful flat spot on the join, but no, that's nice. No flat spots and that at all.
No. Okay, jolly good. Well, that's the new Cobra GT, designed by Callum and endorsed by Callum. We've got the 4.2 metre version is going to retail for £299.99, and the 15 foot 4.5 metre version is going to retail for £329.99. So a good price point.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome rod for the money. Well, the rod itself, It's got really, really fast recovery on it. As you bring it to the cast, you get a constant feel. You feel the power coming in. Say probably this part of the rod, very early on you feel the power. And you can really feel it punch that lead out as you finish off the cast. The same kind of feel you get from, say, 400, 500, 600 pound rods that are out in the market at the moment. It makes them look stupid, really.
So obviously for match anglers such as yourself, it's an ideal.
It's a perfect tool.
Yeah.
It's going to be ideal for freelance anglers and big fish anglers as well. I mean, it's an incredibly powerful rod.
Yeah.
We're going to handle anything that our beach is going to throw at us.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you won't land on this rod.
All right, I'm Jules. That's Callum. That's the Tronixpro Cobra GT. Hope you like it.
You wonder how they charge that much money.
You can spend more money, considerably.
Yeah,
more.
I say that 30 rod pack plus 7 ounce silver snaps.
Yeah, I mean you could spend more money, a considerable amount of more money on a rod of similar or not quite as good quality. So we think that we've achieved something quite special for that price point, and there you go.
Certainly we're decent soon anyway.
And of course you've got the free baseball cap with every rod, while stocks last. Do you like that?
It's lovely.
Not a big cap wearer, are you?
Not really. Swishing my hair too much.